Hello everyone, this is a video regarding phagemid vector. Remember, we have talked about cosmid, we have talked about plasmid, we have talked about bacteriophage, but what about phagemid? Because we have talked about cosmid and I told you that cosmid is a vector where we have the best properties from plasmid vector, and along with that we add the lambda phage, things from lambda phage, and that gives us cosmid. Okay, basically what from lambda phage? The cos sites from lambda phage along with plasmid gives us cosmid vector. In phagemid, however, we have best things from plasmid vector, plus we have M13 phage, properties from M13 phage that will make a phagemid vector. That's the difference between a cosmid and a phagemid. Cosmid means cos site is present along with plasmid, where plasmid is present along with that M13 bacteriophage. So what is it? Basically, it's also known as phagmid. Phagmid is also another term for phagemid vector. Hybrid vector, obviously hybrid vector. So plasmid means basically we have a plasmid, along with that we have phage from M13 bacteriophage. So together we have this phagmid or phagmid. Size is 1500 base pair is size. The host cell is E. coli, so it can be hosted under the E. coli as a host cell. DNA sequence of M13 bacteriophage is actually taken. They are modified a little bit. Origin of replication is there, and other important parameters are there. The insert size is only 44 kilobases, although the size of the total plasmid is 1.5 kilobases, but the insert size is possible 44 kilobases. So huge insert size is possible, which is very similar to that of the insert size of cosmid and bacteriophage lambda. What are the components of this phagemid vector? Remember, to be called as a vector, a particular element, DNA element, must carry few important components. One of such is origin of replication, the other one is selectable marker, the other one is what? The multiple cloning sites. So in this case also we have selectable marker, that is antibiotic resistance genes, ampicillin resistance genes particularly. We have multiple cloning site or MCS region. We have origin of replication, which is derived from the F1 phage. Basically it's a single stranded DNA type phage, F1 phage. The origin of replication is actually taken from the F1 phage. Okay, the DNA is basically following the structure from M13 phage. The origin of replication is taken from F1 phage. The multiple cloning site and antibiotic resistance genes are from plasmid, the feature from plasmid. So we have those two features combined. It also carries LAC-Z gene. So LAC-Z gene will help us to find out the recombinant plasmids from non-recombinant plasmid utilizing what? Blue-white screening. Remember that. So this phagemid vectors or phagmid vector will use blue-white screening. Blue-white screening technique. What is blue-white screening? You will find a video of blue-white screening in my channel. You can watch that to understand that in details. So blue-white screening technique is used to distinguish between the recombinant plasmid and non-recombinant plasmid. And the example of such phagemid vector is P blue script 2 SK phagemid. So this is one example, P blue script 2 SK plus minus. The size is 3 kb, approximately 3 kb size here. The capability of insert size is 44 kb, which is huge. But you can see that we have plus minus. Why? Because we have basically the plus is for the F1. So F1 what? F1 origin, F1 phage origin. So F1 phage carries this origin replication, so it can be say F1 plus and F1 minus 2. So F1 plus is in the if the origin of replication is placed anti-clockwise, and if it is presented in clockwise, we'll term it minus. F1 minus. Remember that the origin of replication's direction, if it is clockwise, then it's known as F1 minus. If it is anti-clockwise, it will be known as F1 plus origin of replication. Then we have this ampicillin resistance gene here as a the selectable marker. We have PUC origin of replication as well, which is origin of replication derived from PUC vector. PUC is another plasmid vector, so we also put it here. And what we have the promoter for LAC operon, and followed by we have LAC-Z gene. So this blue colored region of the gene is a LAC-Z gene, which is also placed in clockwise direction. So LAC-Z gene, under which, so within the LAC-Z gene we have multiple cloning site. That means if multiple cloning site is what? This is the restriction endonuclease digestion sites. So we treat restriction endonuclease, the cleavage will be done from MCS, and the plasmid will be separated, that from that portion, then the target gene of interest will be ligated there. So the moment we will add the target gene, it will disrupt the lag-Z gene. So lag-Z product will not be made in those vectors which are recombined, because recombinant vectors are those where the target gene disrupts the lag-Z. Okay, so remember that the recombinant vector will not have that lag-Z product produced, but the non-recombinant vectors inside the host cell will have lag-Z gene product produced. So based on this production of lag-Z or absence of lag-Z, blue-white screening would be done, and with the help of blue-white screening we can distinguish that whether we will select. So the white one generally is the one with the recombinant type, and the blue one is the one without the recombinant type. So you can easily find it out by looking at the plate. There are colony colors, blue colored colonies and white colored colonies. Based on that we can select our recombinant plasmid from the non-recombinant plasmid, which is very important. Screening process is quite easy in case of Phagemid here. So what is the use of Phagemid? Why we designed that? The advantage is that it can provide single and double stranded DNA without recloning. The reason behind it is that because we have this origin of replication, that is F1. F1 phage is a single stranded DNA phage. So the origin of replication will work for a single stranded DNA without any glitch. So with the help of this particular Phagemid, we can not only continue with double stranded cloning, but single stranded DNA cloning can also be done with the same vector. Second is the carrying capacity. Basically the insert size is higher than phage. Normally phage is 30 to 34 kilobases, but in this case 44 to 45 kilobases. Higher transformation efficiency than the phage. So that's another good thing. The bacteriophage lambda only has a lower transcription rate, but in case of the Phagemid, the transformation efficiency is even higher because of the plasmid origin, because of the plasmid components. As a plasmid always has a higher transformation efficiency than anything else, so that property is present in Phagemid. So it has a higher transformation efficiency than a phage only. And this particular Phagemid is genetically more stable than phage, and obviously genetically more stable, and it is having a more or better or higher transformation efficiency. And the single stranded DNA can be targeted for site directed mutagenesis utilizing this particular Phagemid or Phagemid vector. So if we can simply target a single stranded DNA for site directed mutagenesis, we can insert the mutagenesis, we can induce mutagenesis in an organism, and this induction of mutagenesis can help us to understand the feature of different genes, the function of different genes. Okay, so that's another important feature that we can use the Phagemids for. The last thing are the advantages and disadvantages. See, there are two big advantages: that the Phagemids can be maintained as plasmid or phage particles in E. coli. So either we can maintain it as a plasmid or we can maintain it as a phage particles. So it can behave like both in required scenarios. So whether we require plasmid, we can keep it as plasmid. If we require Phagemid, we can keep it as Phagemid. We can do that. And the second thing, it can be stored easily for a long time. That's another big thing, because the phage also we have talked about, in bacteriophage also they remain viable for eternity theoretically, and yeah, they remain viable for a long duration of time. The same thing applies to the Phagemids. They are also stable for a long period of time. They can be stored for a long period of time. So that gives very good advantage, bigger advantage to use Phagemid vectors for the cloning purpose, because we can clone double stranded DNA, single stranded DNA, we can induce mutagenesis, and you can study the role of different genes. So all these features are very, very important about the Phagemid. So I believe you have a clear idea about Phagemids or Phagemid. So this is the clear idea about Phagemid and Phagemid vector and the role of Phagemid vector in molecular cloning. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel to get more videos like that in future. Thank you. Bye.